Good afternoon, morning sky, Silver Senior Chatty Sky, coming at you. God, the way my camera is, looks like I got that double chin. I really don't have a double chin, not really. God forbid. Maybe I do and I don't notice it. Anywho, it's me, ready for another video. I'm in my car. I just came from seeing my primary care physician, young fella, real nice fella. I like seeing him. He's good, and I've been seeing him for a few years now, and he's usually pretty spot on with my needs. So I'll continue seeing him, and I feel better. I just saw him after the whole. If you watch my videos, and you'll know that the last. About a week ago, I had a diabetic episode, and ended up right over here. I'm right next door to the hospital. In the ER, via ambulance, and then admitted me one night for testing. But luckily, the good news is everything came back real fine. I'm fine. They were looking at a possible stroke, but that wasn't the case. I didn't have it. They always look for that, because I swear the last time I was here, they were looking for that too. And given that I have a heart condition, and I'm on a lot of meds for that, so it wasn't. I'm fine. So you still got the normal chick coming at you. We're not new friends yet. Anyway, so I'm here. It's hot. I want to go get one of those McDonald's nice iced coffees. Not that I buy a lot of food at McDonald's these days. I'm trying to be good and not do that. But I do like their iced coffees, and I could put my own sweetener in them. Go with that, because I've got to take a ride to Turner's Falls over the mountain to my pharmacy, the usual, to pick up about $70 worth of meds. And that encompasses about three of my meds. And yeah, diabetes and heart, yeah, meds. And that's just some of them. And that's with good insurance. Oh yeah, folks. Yeah, things are not cheap even with good insurance. So just be aware of that. If you're a youngin' and you're starting out your career and your years, make sure you're on some kind of a program where you're getting good health insurance, and that it's one that will stay with you as you age, and that, when you retire, you have a decent plan, because I can tell you, without that, and the way the world is going, and, we won't go there. I'm not going to go there, politics or any of that, but I'm just saying, look around you and see what's happening. And in the healthcare industry, it's a nightmare, and things are expensive. So you want to be sure that you are covered and you have that insurance. Set yourself up with a good plan. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, I know as jobs change, those things will change, but for the most part, some of those plans will carry with you onto the new job or whatever. So just be aware of that. And if you're a male and, you're going to be thinking about, having a family, male or female, having a family and caring for little ones, and you want that insurance, make sure, get yourself set up with a good overall plan that way, really. You don't think about it when you're young. That'll be fine. Well, take it from someone who's sitting in that seat of, early 70s, and I thank the good Lord I worked that 20 plus years in the same, and for the town, and that I have really good insurance. It's important. Anyway, that's kind of, I didn't know I was going on that conversation, but it came to mind with everything that's been going on. So, update, I did hear back from the not young, but fella who's interested, middle-aged, in possibly, for sale by owner with my house. And I, was saying he hadn't given me a figure as yet. Well, he called me yesterday and we had a nice conversation, and I'm glad he did, because it kind of gives me more clarity as to where I'm gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna be entertaining his offer. It's just too low. And I kind of knew it probably would be, given the fact that that's his business. He buys and flips homes. He wants to get it for that low dollar so he can invest his money, make it nicer, trendier, newer to the market, and then get it back on and make a decent profit. And I get that. If I was in that business, I'd be doing the same thing. However, for me, on the other side of it, I can't accept that low offer, and my kids really are adamant that I do not. And not when, way back in March or April, when I started talking with a realtor, she gave me a figure that we're going to think about asking if I got a few things done, which I've targeted a good number of the things on her think about to-do list. So, with that, I'm going to move forward with my original plan of working with a realtor. Now, that does mean the route of inspection and Title V, but you know what? I got to do what's right, and that's going to get me the most. Every penny counts here. I have bills to pay. There's still a small mortgage because my husband and I equitied out a few times. Long story, so I don't want to go there with the information. That's really personal in my business, but there are some bills that have to be paid first before I can walk freely with anything left in my pocket. And I know that, there's the Title V, there's inspections, there's closing costs, there's the realtor's fee, there's something to do with the bank, or there's another person involved and they get a percentage. So you add all that up, there's a good chunk already being taken out of whatever I'm going to get. And it's an old home, and it does need some work. It's an historical home. So, you are going to get that New England charm. It's there in my house. And the area and location is key too. And the mere fact that we've been zoned commercial is a good factor, positive. And also that there's this 2-story barn that's made well. It's had a little bit of slight neglect, but they're minimal things that you can do to bring it back to life. And I've already done a couple things, and everything would be good to go. And it's a great place to raise children. The school's right down the street. The bus would pick them up. The police station is not far from there, and the little center of town is not far from my home, and within a quarter mile. And the post office and the town hall and the center is all right there. And it's a lovely little town to raise a family in. New England charm, very little crime, and the people are great. They're pleasant. And there's a train nearby if you like the sound of trains. It's really cute. Makes me think of Petticoat Junction. There's a lot of good stuff. You can have garden beds and grow really good things. It's a nice soil. And it's a nice home and a lovely place to live. It's just time for me to go, because obviously I'm not getting any younger, and to live there alone is kind of, unnecessary, let's say, and everything, when I can go to a smaller place and maintain that more, and let somebody else do all the maintenance of snow plowing and, lawn mowing, and worrying about, anything going wrong with anything. It would be more the maintenance crew's issue and not mine. And I'm ready to live simpler. So that's where I'm at with that. So just so you know, so I put an email message out to my realtor lady that I've been talking with to get it going a little stronger now. Come on back over. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's get Title V going. Let's get the inspection, whatever it is you need to do, so that I can, be with my family in Florida. The sooner the better, and I know it's still going to be some time. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. And my deal is to stay hydrated. My blood pressure is a little low, and Gage said that could be just dehydration, and I don't realize it. And, the more I think about it, I think that's a lot of it. So I've got to stay, and I've got to make sure I eat something every few hours with diabetes. So that's my plan. So like I said, I wanted to do another video. I didn't want to keep it too long. I got thinking about if I was to talk about my thoughts about something. Well, let's go back to my last video where the second part of my video was that of targeting my thoughts on having a companion as I move forward in my life. Now that my husband has passed, would I still want a companion, or do I want to go the route of just living alone from here on out? And for the longest time, I would tell my girlfriends and friends and that I don't think I do want to get married anyway, and have to care for someone and this and that. But then I did state in my last video that I would like a companion. I would like to go out with one last good love and a bang, and I do want that. But then I got thinking, well, given my age and things that change as you get older, is somebody gonna want me? Who's gonna want me? Somebody younger, because I tend to be a little more attracted to guys who are just a little bit younger. I say that, and my last husband was 18 years older, so I'm probably not making any sense to anybody. But over the years, I did have a boyfriend for about 2 months there. He was 12 years younger. I want to say I was about 54 maybe, and I had a boyfriend who was 12 years younger, and we looked fine together. It wasn't an obvious issue to the public if we were out and about together or something. No. And so, and I've had him 5 years younger than me, and at one time a serious relationship of 4-something years, and he was 5 years younger than me. So I guess over the years I could attract a little bit younger, because I've been complimented in that way, where people told me I didn't quite look my age, and that not being vain, I'm being matter of fact. I'm just stating my overall history with that. Most of the time, many of my boyfriends after divorcing my first husband, because I'm a very loyal one in my relationships, I don't stray or any of that business. But when I was single and dating and on my own, I was on a few of those date sites, and I met people, and most of the time they were younger. Yeah. And so, but then I'm thinking at this stage of the game, would I still attract somebody younger? I don't know. I don't necessarily know now, because, I do walk with one of these at times. It's in my car as we speak. That's attractive, but I do it because, not all the time, but and there's things I can still do if you're willing to work with me, like hiking and maybe going on an e-bike for an excursion, or walking a little distance. But I need these aids. I need them with me at times, because my balance isn't the best at times. And if we're walking on a rocky terrain, I might need something like that. Just saying. I can still garden for you. I can still mow lawns. I can still go to an outing and dance a little bit. I mean, I'm not 73 and, wheelchair bound by any means, but I am of that age. We can't deny it as far as what it says on my birth certificate. And there's things that are coming about. And, there's some things that I deal with some nights, not all the time, but I mean, there's just stuff. And it's not like you want to sit and talk about that. It's personal. But then another friend of mine reminded me, well, don't forget the male, that person, if he's over 60 or whatever, he's dealing with some stuff kind of the same as you too, only you're a woman, he's a man, and so there's all that. But I often think, you sometimes think it's just you. Well, no, you got to remind yourself, well, yeah, they're dealing with stuff too. Okay, that makes me feel a little better. But in the big scheme of things, it's not like when I left my husband, I was 48, my first husband, and that was a whole new ball of wax, going out on my own and dating, and oh my God. And some of the things that I endured with that are comical, some are frightening, some are just like scratching your head and your butt as to what the heck was that all about. Oh yeah, and some of it's in my other videos and that, but I'm just saying it's been a trip. Life has been a real trip, and there's more of that to go. So just wondering what your thoughts on that, if you're my age and you think the same way, like if you still wanted a companion, do you question, well, who's gonna want me? That's kind of where I'm at. Who's really gonna want me? Unless it's, again, somebody much, much older, and I don't know if I want to necessarily go that route. So there you go. Why would a guy 10 years younger necessarily want to take on a woman my age? I don't know. Unless age isn't a factor and they're attracted because we're wiser and we know things that might be even more enjoyable or more pleasurable to be around than a younger person. Just saying. But I still don't know what that person or that the other gender is thinking. I don't know. Just saying. So I thought that would make for a cute conversation. What's your take on that? Are men at my age going through stuff too with, changes in their daily behaviors, changes in their bodies, and how it functions, and the things they need at the pharmacy. The bill adds up a little bit more because you need more meds and, supplies, let's just say. So anyway, that's my take on life today. It's getting hot and I want to get a drink and I want to get over to the pharmacy. But I did want to do a video. This is my video today. What am I going to call it? I don't know. Do you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 74? I'm not quite there yet. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. If you want to hit like, share, subscribe, all those good things, that would be great. Not telling you what to do, but just saying, being a YouTuber, we need you to do those things. Take a moment and do them, and I'll love you. And I do love you anyway. And until we meet again, I certainly hope the universe provides, and your job is to comment. Send me a comment. Bye for now. Have a good one. Stay cool. Take care. And until we meet again, I certainly hope the universe provides. Did I just say that? Yeah, that happens too, folks. See ya.